Goldwater's was a department store chain that opened in 1872 and closed and was rebranded in 1989. Thank you for your suggestions. Michael Goldwater, whose original name was Michael Goldwasser, was a Polish immigrant who moved to the U.S. in 1852. Michael left with his younger brother Joseph in 1852 for San Francisco via New York. The brothers' first venture was a saloon in Sonora, California, a mining town located 130 miles east of San Francisco. The Sonora venture did poorly, leaving Mike and Joe $3,000 in debt. The Goldwaters later moved to Los Angeles in 1857 to operate a billiards parlor, bar, and tobacco shop in the Bella Union Hotel. A friend convinced Mike to try to do business in Gila City, a mining camp 20 miles north of Yuma. A recent gold strike in the now deserted La Paz in the Arizona Territory in 1860 had caused a gold rush in the area. Brother Joe advanced Mike the funds to purchase a wagon, merchandise to be peddled to the newly rich miners, and 4 mules to pull all of it through the hard desert ride to the Colorado River to Gila City. Mike's trade along the Colorado River did well until 1862 when Joe, now in San Francisco, overextended himself buying merchandise. An ensuing sheriff's sale took away all of Mike's merchandise, his wagon, and his mules. He was now out of business. A friend by the name of Bernard Cohn came to the rescue with an offer of a job as a clerk in his general store in La Paz, Arizona, a trading center on the Colorado River. This move established Mike in Arizona. The store in La Paz was successful, except for one major setback: the river. A flash flood one day forced the Colorado River to change course, leaving the store in La Paz without its main artery of transportation. Mike was forced to move his business to another location along the Colorado, founding a town he called Ehrenberg in memory of his friend Herman Ehrenberg, who was slain by the Native Americans. A store was established in Ehrenberg on the California border, whose location was on the Colorado River, which allowed for the shipment of merchandise by steamboat and allowed Goldwater to engage in business supplying army posts in the Arizona Territory. Since Cohn lived in Los Angeles and rarely came to the store, the business was virtually Goldwater's. He soon became Cohn's partner and before long purchased the business in 1867. Goldwater set his sights on a young settlement of Phoenix, Arizona, where he and his sons opened a store in 1872. The first Goldwater store opened with Michael Goldwater's son, Morris, managing it. The store suffered from low profits and closed in 1875. While he didn't find success there, a successor was opened in the north at Prescott in 1876. Far from the adobe huts that served as Goldwater's early stores, the Prescott location was considered the finest in the Arizona Territory and supplied residents of the town with goods equal to anything they might find in San Francisco. With the success of the new store, Michael Goldwater retired in 1883. At one time or another, there were Goldwater stores in La Paz, Ehrenberg, Prescott, Parker, Seymour, Lynx Creek, Phoenix, Bisbee, Fairbank, Contention, Tombstone, and Benson. Michael's sons, Barron, managed the chain along with his 2 brothers, Henry and Morris. They soon opened the famous Goldwater's department store of Phoenix in 1896. The store outgrew its quarters by 1910 when Goldwater's took space in the newly constructed Noble building on First Street. Here, the store occupied 2 floors, a mezzanine and a basement, of half of the building, the balance of which was occupied by the well-respected Doris Heyman Furniture Company. In 1937, Goldwater's returned to Prescott. The older store had closed in 1926, with a modern, new retail establishment in the center of town. In 1950, they expanded to a small store on the northeast corner of Scotts Road and First Avenue. When Barron retired, his son Barry Goldwater ran the store, but when he became an Arizona senator in 1952, served as the Goldwater's chairman of the board. Barron's son, Robert W. Goldwater, went on to manage the chain as president, and during this time, Goldwater's expanded to open a store at Park Central in 1956. Goldwater's became the major anchor tenant at the new Scottsdale Fashion Square when it opened on the northwest corner of Scottsdale and Camelback Roads in the fall of 1961. In 1962, Associated Dry Goods acquired Goldwater's, with Robert W. Goldwater serving as director and vice president. Associated expanded it to 9 stores in the following decades, establishing stores in Tucson, Albuquerque, and Las Vegas. At one point, there were 10 locations located in Prescott, 3 in Phoenix, Scottsdale, Albuquerque, New Mexico, 2 in Tucson, 1 in Mesa, and 1 in Las Vegas, Nevada. As the department store industry faced decline and outside competition in the 1980s and 1990s, Associated Dry Goods was purchased by the May Company in 1986. 3 years later, in 1989, the Goldwater's name was retired in favor of the owner's company, Robinson's May brand. It would mark the end of this Arizona mercantile institution that had existed for over 100 years. So what do you remember about this place? Leave a comment or a suggestion for a future video below. And if you haven't already, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.
Bringing back memories from the good old days. That's super cool, man.